Good morning, Kansas City. Welcome to Uncanceled on KCMO Talk Radio 95.7 FM. I'm Kevin Kietzman. We are live today at Konrads in Lee's Summit, downtown Lee's Summit, where I just witnessed something that I don't know that I've ever seen before. About 40 people standing by the depot waiting for the Amtrak to roll up, and they all just got on. And then they have these loudspeakers blaring that they'll check your e-ticket on the train, and here we go, and fasten up, and it was really cool to see. I just didn't know that that really existed in a lot of places anymore. We're in a really cool spot here at Konrads in about a 100-year-old building, and they do such a great job here at Konrads Kitchen and Tap House. We had a wonderful turnout yesterday. We were very happy so many of you came and said hello. We suspect the Missouri Tiger fans will be coming today, and you'd better be here today because yesterday, I mean, it was thin with Mizzou fans. There were more KU fans in here in Lee's Summit than there were Missouri fans. I don't think they're coming back today. One couple drove over an hour to come here. They had all their Jayhawk gear on. It was good to see. It's great. Rep your team. Have some fun if you like. I know we do a lot of politics and news here, but everybody in their own way is a sports fan. Some people very small, minor sports fans. Some people, this is their best time of year, and they can't wait for March Madness. And the Missouri Tigers will be on right here at Konrads at 11:30. They tip it against the Kentucky Wildcats. Mizzou needs a win. I mean, they were sitting in great shape, really great shape. They lost their last 2 games of the regular season. They're in the tournament, and it's believed even if they lose today, they're going to be fine and be in the tournament. But, boy, they sure could use a win here just to make sure. Their metrics are pretty good. They got a lot of Q1 wins, which is a great thing. So they've got some nice wins on their schedule and no really terrible losses. So come watch the Tigers play Kentucky. Who wouldn't want to root against Kentucky losing a game? Even KU and MU fans can get along today at Konrads because I'm pretty sure, at least my wife anyway, hates Kentucky and Duke and Carolina more than Missouri now. Now that they're not in the conference together, I think maybe some things have changed. So we'd love to have you out here. They got so many great items on the menu. We talked about some of them yesterday. Nobody feels bad for Radio Boy, but the hardest part of this job is reading to you the specials on the menu because I'm already hungry. This is really good scratch food that they make here at Konrads, and we'd love to see you out here. 302 Southwest Main Street, downtown Lee's Summit. The doors open in, I don't know. They might be open a little early today. I probably shouldn't say that, but they might be open a little bit early because we got a couple fellas in here already rolling in. I love it. Good to see you. So come on by. Check us out at Konrads today. We'll be here until 1 o'clock after the show, watching some basketball, hanging out, and having a good time. Hey, we've got a fun show today for you. At 10:30, Gary Lezak is going to join us, the meteorologist from weather2020.com, longtime meteorologist at Channel 41 here. He's a good friend and has been for over 30 years. And he had a terrifying experience last week in New York on a subway train. And he posted about it. I think he was there for his nephew's wedding. And I've not talked to Gary. I've texted him a few times about it. But the first time we're going to talk about it is live on the radio today. He's going to tell this story. Then I'm going to ask him a long-range forecast for opening day for the Royals at Kauffman Stadium and above or under the normal heat temperatures for the World Cup this summer in Kansas City. He specializes now in long-range forecasting at weather2020.com, so everybody loves it when we have Gary Lezak on. He'll be here in about 25, 30 minutes. We begin today with this story that everybody's talking about, and let me say first, I really appreciate all the conservatives out there that are like me, that don't like high taxes, that don't want their money being wasted, that don't want it spent, that they find this project or that project, that they hate where it's going, because I'm that guy. I'm with you. And maybe I'm in a different position than most people in the media in this town in that I've covered sports for almost 40 years now in Kansas City, and I kind of know how the sports thing works when it comes to taxpayers. You're going to lose as a taxpayer. That's just how it works. You're going to lose. So there's no sense fighting it. There's no sense complaining about it. And I'm 100% convinced once it's done, there's really no point in discussing this. So everybody seems to be outraged, and I know Mike Thompson is, and Patrick Tuohy was on with Pete yesterday, and we've heard everybody complaining now about what they're doing in the state of Kansas, that there's going to be this Kansas Sports Facilities Authority. Well, what did you think was going to happen? We've had the Jackson County Sports Authority since the 60s. The Jackson County Sports Authority. I don't hear people today complaining that they had a Jackson County Sports Authority. I'm old enough to remember that it was controversial that they built these. Why are they building 2 stadiums instead of 1? We can just build that one round stadium like they have in St. Louis, like they have in Pittsburgh, like they have in Philly, and we can do it for half the price and save the taxpayers dollars, and everybody complained. And then what happened? They built 2 stadiums that lasted 55 years, and we basically thought was a national treasure here in Kansas City. We loved it. I've listened to everyone complain about the new airport terminal. We can't build a new airport terminal. We're going to lose the convenience. I can get dropped off right at the door at the old 3 terminals. Well, we got a new airport. I don't hear the complaining anymore. People love it. We loved freaking Kemper Arena when we built it. You build something in any industry that you know works, and there's no complaining after you've decided to do it. So I don't mean to be mean, and I love Mike Thompson. I've worked with him in the 90s and 2000s. I love the guy. But stop. We know you were against it from the start. You're an elected official. You were against it. I respect your position. It's over. It's over. Kansas is going to blow a lot of money on the Chiefs. This just in. Yes, there's going to be tax dollars involved. This just in. And guess what? When it's built, everyone in Kansas is going to see it as their shiny new toy. They're going to brag to everyone that they know that they have the Chiefs. It's going to be the most cherished piece of real estate in the entire state of Kansas. Most Kansas can't even tell you where the governor's mansion is, for crying out loud, let alone the largest ball of twine in America. All right? But it's in Kansas. Now you've got an NFL team. Guess what doesn't happen when you have an NFL team? You don't fail. Don't tell me this project's going to fail. It's not going to do this. It's not going to do that. Nobody cares. And I'm an anti-tax guy. Look, if you're asking me fundamentally, is it sound business? Hell no, it's not sound business. But I believe in competing. And right now we have a choice to make in our states. And Missouri's about to make a very big choice. Missouri's about to decide to have no state income tax. And if they get down to 0, I want Patrick Tuohy and Mike Thompson and everyone else to start complaining that taxes are 0. Because essentially what Missouri is going to be offering is any family that lives in Kansas City on the Kansas side of the state line, if you make, I don't know, a household income, let's say it's $100,000 a year between you and your spouse. You make $100,000 a year, just use a round number. That's $6,000 a year in your pocket to move across the state line. So Missouri is about to offer $500 per month, per household, for life, to bribe people to move across the state line. Okay? Patrick Tuohy, you going to complain about that? Mike Thompson, you upset with this? And these politicians and business leaders that at one point were saying, we need to have a truce between Kansas and Missouri. No, we don't. We need to compete. You know what I hope? I hope Missouri kicks Kansas's ass in this. Okay? And I live in Lenexa. Go, Missouri, go. Lower that thing to 0. Get it to 0. Kick Kansas' ass. Have people move from Overland Park to Lee's Summit. It's beautiful in Lee's Summit. These are some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. My in-laws live here. It's kind of what Overland Park used to be before all the wackos moved into Overland Park. Do it, Missouri. Take it to 0. Then let's see what they do in Topeka. Oh, they're going to complain in Kansas. Oh, I can't believe what they've did in Missouri. This is unfair. They can't do this. This is wrong. Do it. Save a family $6,000 a year. Think about that. $500 a month in your pocket for life to move, in some cases, maybe 2 miles. Think about that. So Missouri shouldn't be doing this because you didn't like Kansas doing it with a stadium? Compete against each other. Did Kansas make a bad deal? Of course. It's the best deal any NFL team ever got. I told you that. I was saying that on my podcast 3 years ago. I've been doing this show for 15 months. I said it the first month I was on the air. The Chiefs are going to get the greatest deal in the history of the NFL. Just watch. They're going to get it because they have something most teams don't have. They have 2 states to pit against each other, and they were willing to make the move, and it paid off in spades for them. He got the greatest deal of all time. It's over. It's done. They're moving to Kansas. We're going to love the stadium. Even people in Missouri are going to be proud of it. You're going to go, oh, my God, I've never seen anything like this. It really adds to our city. So think of it this way. We can sit here and complain all day long that we're Kansans or Missourians, but we're really all Kansas Cityans. And what you really want to do is the things that you like to do, the things that you like to support, you have the opportunity on both sides of the state line. Enjoy them for what they are and understand that when these states compete against each other, it is a good thing for us. Our quality of life, think of our quality of life if we'd never built arenas and had sports teams or the Big 12 tournament this week. Think of our quality of life if the Chiefs didn't move, if we didn't have a stadium for the Chiefs to play in, move from Dallas to here. Think if we weren't building a new Kauffman Stadium to have the Royals become an expansion franchise. Think of all the things in this town that would be so much different today if we hadn't done these things. And you can sit and complain to the high heavens while it's happening, and no, it's not fiscally responsible by the state of Kansas, but it's the right move for a shrinking state with a small population. There is no state in America even remotely close to the size of Kansas in population, that has an NFL team. Job well done. Yeah, you're pissing away a lot of money. Nobody's going to complain about it after that thing's built. Kansas are just going to be proud as hell, and they're going to have their chests out, and they're going to love the stadium. I'm tired of it. It's over. This story is over with the Chiefs. I don't want to talk about Chiefs Stadium anymore unless we're looking at it being built, and we could say, oh, look at that giant beam they brought in a crane or whatever, or we get the renderings, we'll talk about it. It's done, folks. And you people in Missouri that think this is going to fall through in Kansas, there's not one official in Kansas that is going to lose an election in November because they supported this. Not one. Can you point to that politician? You think they're regretting their decision? No. They can't wait to sit in the owner's suite and have lobster. It's going to be great. They're going to have steak and lobster at a football game. The Chiefs are going to beat the Raiders 48-3. It's going to be incredible. Oh, I'm hanging out with the owner of the Chiefs, and the governor's in here, and isn't this great? Yeah, it's a big schmooze for a whole lot of people. Not you and me, but we're going to like it. We're going to like it when it's done, so let's stop the complaining. 913-408-7957 is the number to call if you'd like to join the show. We would love to take your phone calls. We're at Conrad's Kitchen and Tap House today in Lee's Summit. Come on out. Doors are open. Come early. Have some lunch. Watch the Missouri Tigers. Maybe have a cold brew. I saw a couple people yesterday got the adult lemonade, cherry limeade. Don't get confused, folks. There's booze in it. I say cherry limeade. This ain't going to Sonic. You're coming to Conrad's now. Come on into Conrad's, get the adult cherry limeade, and start your March Madness right with us today. Conrad's, 302 Southwest Main Street, downtown Lee's Summit with KCMO Talk Radio.
From Gladstone to Gardner, it's Kevin Kietzman, Uncanceled, on 95.7 FM KCMO Talk Radio.
So one of the people that was most outraged that Kansas and Missouri compete against each other and wanted a state line truce is our good friend Mayor Q. And he's been beating that drum for a long period of time. And I can't be the only one today whose jaw dropped when he was on with Pete Mundo on Mundo in the Morning at 7:30s on every Thursday. And he referred to Riverside as Northeast Kansas, as if Northeast Kansas were an area. And then Pete asked him about his visit to Topeka, where he hung out with all the Democrat politicians this last week. And it was unbelievable to listen to Mayor Q. He started talking about Sam Brownback's policies. Was that like 100 years ago? Nobody in Kansas remembers Sam Brownback's policies. That's been so long ago. It's really the only thing the Democrats do is talk about Sam Brownback, and nobody even knows where he is or can remember what they did. All we know is there's a surplus now in Kansas, a bunch of money laying around, and they need to lower our taxes and maybe do something on our property taxes. I'm not holding out hope on that because they seem to like having a surplus and doing nothing with it. At once they said they were going to send it back to us. They haven't done that. They threatened the same thing in Missouri. They haven't done that in Missouri either. They get a surplus and say, oh, we're going to give some of it back to you. It usually doesn't happen. So we're not seeing that. But Mayor Q with Pete today, 100% sounded like he's running for office in Kansas. He even went out of his way to let everybody know, I've only lived in 3 states. I've lived in Kansas, I've lived in Missouri, and I lived in a tiny town in New York once upon a time in New York State. I'm like, really? You're hanging out in Topeka. You're on with Mundo. You've been on for years. How long has he been plotting this? You've been reaching an audience on this station for a long time with Pete. What's he going to run for? Pete said on the text line, a lot of people were texting in saying they thought he was going to run for governor. I don't think that's the case. As Pete pointed out, the governor of the state of Kansas already endorsed a candidate, so it doesn't seem likely. Maybe it's a Senate run. Maybe Sharice Davids is going to run for Senate, and Mayor Q is going to go right into the U.S. House of Representatives in District 3, which, by the way, he would win. And he knows he will win. If Sharice Davids is getting out of the way, Mayor Q is going to be a congressman in Kansas. This is the guy who said, no, we shouldn't be competing across state lines. Oh, you're going to cross the state line to further your career? And you're going to go to D.C. You want to be a congressman, right? I don't know why Mayor Q doesn't just push Cleaver out. I mean, we can all admit maybe Cleaver's been great for Kansas City. He's an iconic figure and man. There's an awful lot to like about the man. There's a ton. I've got a lot of respect for him. I disagree on a lot of his policy, but I got a ton of respect for the man. But like so many people in D.C., he's past his prime. Maybe it's time to retire, move on and do something else. Why can't these things happen within these political parties? Both parties. I don't understand it. If I'm sitting here 15 years from now babbling on the radio like an old man, somebody just come unplug the cord, shove Castro over, unplug the thing, kick me off the air and say, get out, old man. You don't belong on the air anymore. Can we not? And by the way, is that not being kind to our elders to say, go do this before you make a fool of yourself? Can we not get to that point and maybe be those people? I'd like to think that we possibly can. Mayor Q, it sounds like for sure, is running for office. Just crazy. I saw a headline in the Star today. It said 76 Kansas and Missouri law enforcement agencies arrest people working with ICE, and they turn them over to ICE. I'm like, 76? The Star thought that was a big number. I immediately looked at it, and I said, that's it? All these different towns, all these different places, we only have 76 agencies working with ICE? They go to point out they're outraged at the Star that that's 20%. 1 in 5 people in Kansas or Missouri live in a place where your local law enforcement is cooperating with the federal government. 20%? This thing should be inverse. It should be 20% or not. 80% are. What gets lost in this discussion about this topic over and over and over is it's the law. The laws are on the books. Everybody knows what the laws are. They're in place. They're being enforced, which is unusual. That hasn't happened since I don't know when. But they are being enforced now, and everybody knows that they're being enforced. And why wouldn't local law enforcement officials be working with the federal government? I don't understand any of it. I simply don't understand why people are so outraged that the laws are being enforced. I thought that was kind of a thing, that we follow laws and we respect one another. And if you don't like it, you change the law. But we really haven't seen anybody changing the law. All right, when we come back here very shortly, Gary Lezak's going to join us. And he's been a dear friend for a long time. He apparently had a harrowing experience on a subway in New York while he was there for a relative's wedding. But I also want to talk with him about he nailed last year the Chiefs opener, the one that had the rain. He called that in March. We had him on in March, and he said it's going to rain for the Chiefs opener. And then the game was delayed like 30 or 40 minutes. Remember that Thursday night game was delayed to open the season? He nailed it. He's got this recurring thing. I don't know. Look, he can't be right all the time. I don't think that's possible that he can, absolutely be right every single time. But we love Gary, and he's a dear friend, and he had a really bad experience in New York. So we'll talk about that, and I want to know what he thinks about the Royals opener in Atlanta, which is on the 27th, and then the home opener on the 30th at Kauffman Stadium, which will be even more fun. So we'll get a chance to talk with Gary Lezak, and we'll maybe even get a little bit of a forecast for the World Cup coming up this summer in Kansas City. Later, we'll talk with Mark about some basketball. I'm sure he's got a sick parlay that he's got lined up for today. For everyone here at Conrad's Kitchen and Tap House, 302 Southwest Main in downtown Lee Summit, come on out and say hello with the KCMO gang at Conrad's in Lee Summit.
From Leewood to Liberty, it's Kevin Kietzman, Uncanceled, on 95.7 FM KCMO Talk Radio.
They simply do not mess around here at Conrad's Kitchen and Tap House in Lee Summit. They've got a screen that shows all the menu items on it, and it just keeps flashing in front of us. The breakfast burger just came up, which is not really a breakfast thing. It's a dinner thing, but it's a burger with an egg on it. It's Texas toast. It looks like a giant grilled cheese on Texas toast with a half-pound burger in the middle and all this cheese, and then why not put an egg in there? I mean, it's unbelievable. They've got a pizza called the Train Wreck. It's exactly what you think, man. We're right here by the train tracks in Lee Summit. The Amtrak rolled through, and tried the Trainwreck pizza as well. They're very famous here for their bones appetizer, which has nothing to do with wings or bones. You're going to love it. And the Mighty Quinn, which is a pizzini. It's like half pizza, half panini. Very good stuff. Come on out, watch some college basketball. The Missouri Tigers tip it at 11:30 today. They'll have the sound up loud. It's going to be good inside Conrad's for a little March Madness Lee Summit style with the Missouri Tigers and Kentucky Wildcats. We'd love to have you here with the KCMO Talk Radio gang. Joining us now on the phone is my dear friend Gary Lezak of weather2020.com. And we will talk weather, but he's had an experience over the last week that sounds like it was a little harrowing. And I'm pleased that he is well, and he is here with us. Hi, Gary. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Good morning, Kevin. Yeah, a lot going on. I went to New York City, had a great visit there. Tracking this weather, we have to talk about it because it's going to be one of the more fascinating weather days in Kansas City history, possibly on Sunday. We'll talk about that. But I'm doing great. How are you?
Well, let's go ahead and do the Sunday thing first, because I think we're going to hear it before we get to your story. So what's going to happen Sunday?
On Sunday, there's a dramatic cold front and storm system that's going to drop south, and depending on how it forms, we'll decide what's going to happen in Kansas City. But right now, I favor a very good chance that if you wake up Sunday morning, it's about 60 degrees, 63 degrees, partly cloudy, a little breezy. Then a powerful cold front Arctic blast moves in. It'll be 25 to 30 degrees by evening with a very good chance of snow. So that's Sunday.
Okay, so Sunday I'm going to be at a pool party in Arizona. Am I okay there?
Yes. A pool party in Kansas City, no.
We have extreme heat headed for the desert. There are 3 days in a row next week where it's supposed to be over 100, and those will all be records in Phoenix. It never gets that hot in March in Phoenix.
The climate change people will go, oh, my gosh, how unusual.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, Phoenix is 106 degrees.
There'll be record cold in Kansas City, record heat in Phoenix. Doesn't that balance itself out?
It does, but, the climate's always changing. That's another hour-long conversation we can have, but the climate's always changing. We've warmed up 1 degree in the past 100 years, so it's warming up, but very gradually.
I'm with you. Okay, so you had a nephew that got married in New York last week, and you went to New York. Just set the stage for me what you were doing, and then tell everybody what happened to you.
Well, I grew up Jewish, and my family is a Hasidic Jewish family, and my on my brother's side, not me, but he has 7 kids, and the 7 kids have kids. So there's 22 grandkids. I always tell people, they go, Gary, how many grandkids do you have? I say, well, between my brother and me, I've got 22. He's got them all, though.
None of them are yours. 22 grandkids in your family, and none of them are yours.
None of them are mine. So, Nechama, the oldest one, has 7 kids, and Chava's got 5 kids, and Shmuel's got 4 kids, and Chayamusa's got 3 kids, and Casriel's the one who just got married, so he'll have a whole bunch of kids coming up soon. So it's probably going to be 30 of them soon.
Okay, I got to stop you right there. None of those siblings' names sound like Gary.
No, Nechama, Chava, Binyamin, Shmuel, Chayim, Menachem, and Casriel. Those are my 7 nieces and nephews. And then out of the 22 kids, like 4 of them are named Mendy. So if you go Mendy, 4 kids will go, yes.
But I want to be clear. Your name is Gary, right?
That's right. I don't have a Jewish name, no.
Okay, so this is just your brother did this.
Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't do
All
it.
right.
I guess he did it.
Well, the names.
Yeah. So, but Kevin, they live in they don't live there, but they get married in this very religious area of New York in Brooklyn. And so I could take a subway to get there. I was in Manhattan. I was visiting Haley Lewis, if you remember her from Channel 41, the sports girl, she's fantastic. I went to dinner with her on Friday, saw my Aunt Margie on Saturday, then this whole wedding experience Sunday and Monday. And on Sunday, I'm like, well, the Uber's going to be $90 to go to Crown Heights area of Brooklyn. The subway is $3.50. I'll do that. So I get on the subway, and ChatGPT, be careful, ChatGPT blew it because I'm on the subway. He told me what train to get on, and I said, hey, the exit you said is not on this train. And I'm on that subway, and Chat says, oop, I gave you the wrong train to get on. Well, it's too late. Okay, so anyway, I was able to manipulate my way over there. I got over there in 45 minutes, about as long as an Uber would have taken. And I get out, I walk, and I go see all 22 of my great nieces and nephews, and a few of them really, they all know me because I've got the book, It's a Sunny Life, and they all have that book, and they all know me. I'm sort of like, I'm a caricature of me in that book. It's a great children's story about Sunny and getting lost, and Windy and Stormy and Breezy helping me find her. It's a really good children's story. So all the kids know me, even though I haven't seen them in years. It's really cool.
You didn't make them buy the book, did you, Gary? Did you give your nieces and nephews, did you give them free books, or did they have to buy it?
No, they had to pay $15 each.
Oh,
no,
my
of course
gosh.
I gave. Of course I signed the book. But I didn't sign 22
Well,
of
I mean,
them,
you're cheaping out on the subway to save a few bucks. I figure you must charge your relatives for your book.
Well, I'll never do that again. So anyway, there's this 4 train. I'm going to give them a new book. Okay. They need updated versions, so I've got a few. Anyway,
Right.
But you can get them on Amazon if you want to. So,
Sure.
so you know.
Yeah.
But besides that, I got there, had a great visit. The wedding is until Monday. That was Sunday. So on my way back to Manhattan, I figured, okay, I know how to do this now. I'm just going to get on that 4 train and head back. So I get to the subway station. I get in the 4 train, and there's this guy sitting across from me, and he looked a little disturbed. He had a tray of like protein drinks I think he was trying to sell or something. And it was just him and me in that car, and the train moved for about a minute and stopped. And I'm like, why are we stopping? I knew it was the last stop on that journey. So the engineer comes walking into our car and walks through, and he walks by us 2 with only 2 in there. And he goes, that was our last stop. So I'm in with this guy, and the doors are closed. The engineer says, that's the last stop. And I said, is it going to Manhattan? And the guy said, yeah, it'll start here in a few minutes. So I literally was at the end of the road, but with the doors closed, with this guy in there. Then the train starts moving. The first stop opens up. No one gets in. The guy tries to get out, but he looks all frustrated, and he gets back in. He sits down all mad, and he's still just 10 feet from me, right across on the other side of the train, right there. And then on the next stop, about 4 other people walk on, and he tries to get out again. He sits down all frustrated. Then on the 4th stop, he stands up, and he pulls out a knife that's the biggest knife I've ever seen. It's like a foot long and wide, maybe 2 inches wide. I don't know what kind of knife it was, but he didn't point it at us, but he took it out, and he goes in and starts smashing the window. It didn't break the window. He smashed the flat side making a loud noise about 5 times into the window of the subway. The doors were open. What did the other 4 people do?
Out.
They got up, just casually walked out and went into the next car, right?
Okay. What did you do? And did you go?
Well, if it were a gun, I would have panicked and been scared to death.
So you stayed in the car with the guy with the knife?
Well, for 5 seconds.
Okay.
It seemed like a long time.
What were you thinking when he pulled out this knife and started banging glass with the knife?
I was like in disbelief. I said, "Is this really happening?" No.
Were you afraid? Were you
not really
afraid for your life?
Not yet, but I did start thinking about what I would do if he came towards me, and it was involved in and I've never been in a fight in my life. It was involved. Believe me, I had a thought to go through my head of what I would have to do, but he didn't really look at me. And after 5 seconds, I thought, the doors are open, Gary. What are you doing? Get the heck out of here!
Yeah.
So I get out. I go into the next car. Those other people are in there, and the doors close. We go to the next stop. About 20 people walked on. That's where I thought, okay, I got to go to the other side of this car in case he walks in. But I never saw him again. but I somehow survived New York City.
And you didn't think of just leaving the station and going up to the street and catching a different train?
No, because I didn't want to wait 10 minutes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you weren't that scared. I mean, maybe it's just so nutty in New York that people did he seem like he was just kind of stupid and weird and not dangerous? Just had a weird dude with a knife that wasn't really threatening?
He was definitely dangerous. He was smashing the knife against the side of a subway. How do you consider that not dangerous? And he was 10 feet from me, but there was an opening between me and him and the door. But it took me 5 seconds to process. I get out of there, and I bought this shirt that says, "I survived New York City," and it's got this guy with a knife on it.
You really did buy? They sell those on a street corner or what? Do they sell them where the subway is?
On my way to lunch, before I went to the wedding the next day, I found that shirt.
Awesome.
I'll send you a copy.
All right, so let's do some long range weather here. Okay, 2 weeks from tomorrow, the Royals open.
One question about that, Mike. One question about New York City, real quick. One question. Why don't they have a security person on there? Why does the engineer walk by? Why not a security guard? Somebody that's going to make sure everyone.
Would you suggest you have one in every car?
No, you don't need one. Just have somebody who walks through would probably help out a lot.
Maybe, but a lot of the things that I've seen happen, either on subways or in New York or whatever, they can happen in an instant. You'd almost have to have somebody in there, but it would be thousands of people. I mean, there's hundreds of trains, right?
And I thought about calling 911. Believe it or not, that's not.
Yeah, they'd have laughed at you.
None of the other people did, and I thought about, you definitely don't want to record the guy because I think that, but I'm like, no, I don't need to record this. There's surveillance. Someone's going to find me being killed in there.
They would have laughed at you if you hadn't stabbed somebody. They'd have laughed at you. Said it's not a crime yet. It's just a dude on the subway with a knife. That's every day.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly.
So, all right, we got about 2 or 3 minutes here. Can you help me with the Royals openers here? They're going to go to Atlanta on the 27th and open against the Braves. Any idea how that looks for the Royals opener?
Well, we're in a 70 to 75 day cycle, so I just have to call up the Global Predictor and see what it shows real quick. Let me just call it up on Weather 2020.
All right. So you just go to Weather 2020 and hit the city, and how far can you go out?
You can get the app. The app is called the Global Predictor, and you can get that, and then anywhere in the world you just click, and you can do it online on our app. You can do it. But you can also do it on our website, weather2020.com.
Okay.
So I just called it up, and I've got here it is. So I click on Kansas City.
All right.
And March 30th, it has 60s
Perfect.
the last week of March, and then it's 78 on March 30th.
Oh, that's fantastic. 3 o'clock
That's what
first
this
pitch.
shows, and it does not have rain that day.
Well, I love it. I mean, you'll be a hero. If it's 78 and sunny for the Royals opener at Kauffman Stadium on Monday the 30th, you'll be a hero in this town. You're already a hero in this town. You know that, right? You're not just a hero to those nieces and nephews. You're a hero to everybody, Gary. You're iconic.
It's all because of It's a Sunny Life.
It's a Sunny Life. I never got my free copy, but I'm not family.
Well,
so.
I've got one for you. I'll send it to you. You have to read it. It's a great children's story. It really is.
I love it. No, I love it.
So,
all right, what about the World Cup when they come this summer? Are we going to have do you have any idea? This would be late May through June and into July. Will be above average, below average? Any idea what it's going to be like over that few weeks period?
For Andy, my partner's birthday, June 25th, we can't go anywhere because the Kansas City and Los Angeles, where we want to go, the hotel prices are triple because of the World Cup. So let's see here. June.
Well, how about if I just leave town and you stay at my house?
It has it really, the way this pattern is set up, it has it really hot in the first half of June. We get into the 90s many days in the first half of June, and then it's down in the 80s and a couple days in the 70s even in the second half of June. Okay.
So June will be hotter earlier in the month than later in the month.
And then it has a chance of rain the 24th. It has rain on the 24th, 25th, 26th, and 27th.
There you go. All right. So summer comes early. Gary, you're the man. It's weather2020.com. And get the Predictor app. What's the exact name of the app again?
The Global
Global?
Predictor app.
App.
Download it. It's free for 14 days, and then it's $5.99 a month. So you can try it for 14 days and cancel it if you want to, but you're going to love it. You can get your forecast for the next 6 months anywhere in the world.
We're glad you're well. Next time you see a guy with a knife on the subway in New York, get out of the subway, go up the steps to the street.
What are the odds? Watch out for Sunday. It's going to be a weird weather day, maybe snow by the end of the day.
Thank you, buddy. Always great to catch up.
Thanks, Kevin.
He's Gary Lezak, the Global Predictor app, and weather2020.com. We're at Conrad's in Lee's Summit. Mark joins us next. We're going to talk a little March Madness. The Missouri Tigers tipping it in 40 minutes. We'll have it on for you here at Conrad's in Lee's Summit, 302 Southwest Main Street in downtown Lee's Summit with Uncanceled on KCMO Talk Radio.
From Lenexa to Lee's Summit, it's Kevin Kietzman, Uncanceled, on 95.7 FM KCMO Talk Radio.
Come on out to Conrad's and Lee's Summit. We'll watch some hoops. I'll be here until 1 o'clock watching the Missouri game. The entire KCMO Talk Radio gang is going to be here as well. They got great food, scratch kitchen, all kinds of cool stuff. The Missouri Tigers play at 11:30. They'll be on all the TVs in here against Kentucky. It's going to be fun. While you're here, sign up to win tickets to see Jason Aldean. The Songs About Us tour at Morton Amphitheater on July 25th, the Saturday night. Just come in and scan the QR code on our little signs all around the restaurant, and you will be entered to win Jason Aldean tickets. So be sure and do that when you swing by today. Conrad's, 302 Southwest Main Street, downtown Lee's Summit. Mark Van Sickle back in studio will be making his trek out here today. He'll be trying something other than the barbecue burger, I feel sure. And do you have a parlay you're bringing in hand? You have a Conrad's parlay today.
I do. So one of them that I did already started. I need Miami, Ohio to win. I believe they're tied at halftime, so I need Miami, Ohio to pick it up. But I got one just for us here at Conrad's when we're going to be out there. St. John's money line, Virginia money line, Missouri money line, and Iowa State money line. That would be $10 to win 40.
Ooh, okay. And one of them's already started?
No, I left that one off. Miami, Ohio started already. But
okay, good.
The other ones are about to start.
Good advice. I will let you, when you get here, we'll do a parlay together today. Anytime during the day, we'll just figure it out.
All right.
So you and I will cipher that out when you get here. Vinny Pasquantino last night hit 3 home runs for the Italian baseball team in the World Baseball Classic. Nobody's ever done that before. Vinny said after the game that he's never hit 3 home runs in any game at any level. I was a little surprised by that. Did you see the on-field interview that he did right after the game?
Yeah, that was incredible.
The interview or the home runs?
Both.
The interview, did you catch the awkward moment in the interview?
Talking about going back to the hotel with Bobby?
Yes. And did you hear what he said?
He wanted to leave him a key or something?
He said, I hope Bobby left me a key. Do you know what that means?
He wanted to get in there and have fun with him?
That normally means there's some girls up in a room, here's the key.
Oh, okay.
And he said, oh, I'm joking. I'm just kidding. I'm like, no, that's baseball code for leave me a key, okay? There's something going on up in this room, and I'm going up there.
Oh.
It was the weirdest thing ever. And then he goes, I'm just kidding. I
did
mean,
think that was weird.
He got out of it so fast. I couldn't believe he said it, man. That was a very weird moment, but not as bad as Tom Brady's week. He writes a newsletter, and he wrote a newsletter saying that Tim McCarver had my job at Fox because he was the lead baseball announcer. And he was lamenting the fact that Tim McCarver passed on February 16th. Tim McCarver died on February 16th 3 years ago.
Oh, no.
It was up for 35 minutes, and they pulled it down. Brady's apologizing for it. The Vince Show's coming up next. Come on out to Conrad's and say hello in Lee's Summit.